Hello, today I'm making an ATC. This is the second ATC I've ever made, so I'm not tremendously skilled at making ATCs, as you will see. The reason I'm making it is Almut Olsson, who has a YouTube channel and has reached 1,500 subscribers and has put up a challenge to send her an ATC. She does make a lot of them herself, and I really enjoy her channel because she seems to take part in a lot of challenges and other exciting things. So she's always trying something new, and I like the way she puts together her colours, and her videos are nice and quick and short. So I decided to try and do mine similar to hers and just speed it all up and show you the essentials. I used a piece of corrugated cardboard for the base. It's the first time for everything, but I was tidying up my messy room and wanting to get rid of a lot of cardboard, but I kept a little bit just for this. Put a bit of gesso on it. Almut seems to really like birds. I know a lot of her images include birds, and so I thought, I had this little cross stitch that had been hanging fire for a couple of years now, waiting for me to do something with it, and I thought this would be the perfect place for it to go. So I've used a couple of those Lindy sprays to colour up the gessoed surface and put a bit of a background on that. I like the texture the half stripped corrugated board gives you. I don't normally use my heat tool to dry, but I did in this instant, and because it helped me move the colour around a little bit. This is an iridescent silver ink that I've purchased recently, and I hadn't tried it before, so I was keen to put it on. I wanted to include some gilding. It's fairly thick and it didn't want to run. I didn't want to put too much water on it or other spray, so I sort of spread it a little bit using that little whiskey brush to help just move it around. And then I added some more of the green over the top. Just to deepen the depth of the colour a little. ATCs are fun. They're very like inchies in a way. You sort of miniaturize things down. There I'm just adding a little bit of gold from an ink pad. They really sort of make you concentrate your mind to produce something quite small, but I'm in an inchy challenge this year too, which lasts all year, so I might be making a few more ATCs. Get to use different techniques. Just colouring up a little bit of old music paper there. Adding a bit more of those greeny sprays. Working out where I'm going to position the little bird and the little bee. I'm using a bit of the water-soluble crayons to edge that little piece of music paper. Smearing it with my finger a bit. And going around the edge with the dark. It's a dark grey-black. And adding a bit of water to that just to spread it a little further and accentuate the colour. Did a tiny bit of stamping. It's not very obvious in the photos, but just a bit of music notes in a brown, and then a little bit of a grid pattern in black just across the top. Increase the texture a little. Adding that little music piece with some glue. I like the fact that apart from the size there are absolutely no rules. It tends to make you be creative. Just grunging up that little bird. Didn't want it to be too white on the ATC. A little bit of gelato. I added some green after this, you don't see that. A wet brush and helps to spread it. I added some green gelato, and I also in the finish add a little bit of green from the spray, the green spray bottle, because it there you can see the green I added. Now I'm just adding a little bit of silver paste to the top through one of my new AliExpress stencils. Wanted a sort of a leafy pattern, and this was the nearest I had. I don't have many stencils. I did add a little bit more just at the end in that bottom corner, but after I put the bird on. Here I'm using some Inca Gold to just pick up some highlights on those strips and put a little bit more of a gilded tinge to some of those areas. 1500 subbies is worth a spot of gold, I think. Here I'm putting on the bird and the little bee with some heavy matte gel. And adding a little bit to the inside of the bottom of those corrugations to adhere down some of those micro beads. I know we're not supposed to use them, but I've got them, so I love the little spot of colour they give, and if they're well adhered down, hopefully they're not going to destroy the environment too much. I used both gold and that pretty aqua colour. I don't use those very often at all, really. Adding the little bee. I added some gold gelato to the to grunge the little bee up a tiny bit, and at the end I go in with some more Inca Gold and just make that gold a little bit more accentuated. Here I am putting the paste on that bottom corner over the edge of the stitching. Just to continue that theme down. It's just about done. Adding a little back to the card just to tidy up the back. It's just plain cardboard, and I'll add my ATC details about myself onto the back of that before I send it off to Almut. So go over and check her channel. I'll put the details below if you'd like to join in, if you make ATCs or you'd like to send one off to her. I'll put all the details below. That just tidies up the back, ready for the panel. There we go. There's a couple of photos here at the end. so you can see it finished. I put a little Be Happy on it. It was fun making. I hope she gets a lot of entries. Congratulations, Almut. Thanks for watching. Bye now.